Well, hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is another special garden episode, garden update. If you've been following the channel for a while, you know that I've had a garden this year, and it's been producing pretty well. Please don't go through the screen door, or my dog. And the garden's been doing really great. And so each month I've come on here and kind of showed you how it looks. The tomatoes did take a beating this past month because I kind of let them overgrow. You really got to trim them regularly or they get crazy. So they got so crazy, I did have to take them down a bit, but from July to August, here's the update. We really lucked out with the space and the setup in the backyard because it has full sun almost the entire day. So now that the summer has come in New York and we've got these beautiful days with lots of sun on them, it's doing so well. So starting over here with the short raised bed, we have our strawberry plants, which these were planted from a strawberry, like from the grocery store, that I cut the tops off of them and just planted the tops. I was told that that would work, and they're actually doing pretty well, though I have not seen obviously any strawberries or flowers yet on those. But they did get put in quite a bit later than the rest of the garden, so that could be the answer to that. I did plant poppy flowers, however, unfortunately they died out and they're kind of still, this one's still a little green, but they're just not doing well, probably because this bed is full of other things. Our basil, Mike has done a really good job. My husband has done a great job of trimming this basil to keep it fresh, to keep it bushy, and it smells so good, guys. We do have the wildflowers here. These were just I randomly planted these here because I just wanted some pretty flowers. Honestly, those were just for fun. Our potatoes, look at that, guys. There's a video on the channel you can go back and watch. I'll put the link here of when I was planting those potatoes a couple weeks ago. Maybe it's even a month or two ago now. And they're doing really, really well. They're sprouting great. I only hilled them once, and I know I'm supposed to hill them several times. So I definitely should do that, or should have already done it. But the potatoes either way are going to grow at the base, so I think I'll be okay. The dirt is about at least halfway up, if not a little bit more. Over on the right side, we have all this mint that my father-in-law had planted a couple years back. It's spreading like crazy. Again, smells super great over here. This is the table of no return. I don't know. These guys are not doing as well over here, but they're still kind of struggling, so we left them alone. These marigolds are ones that I planted on my own. They bloomed really well from seeds from the dollar store, but obviously some of them are dying now. This is a nice fresh little flower over here. There's some broccoli back here, but it has taken a beating. I don't know what bug came through here, but it really got to my broccoli plants, and so some of these are not really doing their best because they struggled with whatever bug got a hold of them. Comment down below if you know what could have done that. It's a bunch of tiny holes in the leaves and basically chewed away at it. This basil is my father-in-law's. It's actually a 3 or 4 year old plant that was surviving in the winter inside with a lamp, and it's starting to bud or flower. So I got to get rid of those flowers because once it bolts, it's kind of the end of the plant. We have rosemary. I did add this and plant it a couple weeks ago because I do love rosemary chicken. And so the initial plant kind of died off, but these are like newer sprouts that have come from it. So I did just cut this back yesterday to get rid of all the dead stuff. This is a little eggplant who's struggling to survive. I had too many eggplants planted in that planter I'll show you later. So I moved one of them over here, but it's not doing all that well. I think it could be this soil gets too dry during the day because these are like canvas bags. And then this is the pepper plant as well. One of the snack pepper plants has barely grown one single pepper. Over here is the last broccoli plant. Again, kind of struggling, but it's still there, so I'm gonna leave it there as long as possible. All right, across from that table of nowhere, table of no return, we do have the Italian parsley. That is doing really, really well on the end of here. And these are actually green beans, which you can see the beans, some of them coming in. I did finally harvest a bunch last week, and we had them with we boiled them with some, oh, here's a good one. Boiled them with some olive oil, red vinegar, salt and pepper. So good. Toss them after boiling them. And then these are some of the tomato plants that I had to cut back because they were so massive and overgrown. I did leave this one branch sticking out because my father-in-law added like a support for it, and it's doing okay. But I have to, again, trim it back. I did just pick a bunch of tomatoes yesterday. I'll show you. Upstairs we have a huge, I mean crazy amount of vegetables that I just harvested. And you can see a bunch of these coming in here. So we are having our tomatoes regularly harvested every couple days. Some of these plants are shorter than others. But yeah, they're doing pretty good. Some of them are splitting before we pick them, but I read online that that's okay as long as they're not like rotted or browning or anything like that. And our San Marzano plant has really taken off. So we've made some really good pasta sauce and pizza sauce with these already. The one next to them, check this out. I do have broccoli coming in. So these guys are the ones that survived those bugs because as you can see, I do have an actual broccoli growing here. Now, if you look at these older leaves, something was coming through and trying to eat them. And so I did get some sort of a, you know, like pest spray, unfortunately. Couldn't keep it totally organic because they weren't going to survive. But I've got two, and I think this one will start flowering soon. I sprayed them twice because I sprayed them once and then a couple weeks later I found, look at these got really eaten. And yet now that I sprayed it, this is coming back. So not totally lost, but you know. Over here we have our carrots, which I keep going to pick a carrot hoping they're ready, and they're super, super small. So I'm just gonna leave those for a couple more weeks. I don't know how long I'm actually supposed to have those. But we have more tomato plants here. Check it out, you can see there's a ton. I have to cut these back as well because look, it's just starting to look like a giant nest. And we did lose a lot of tomatoes when we cut them back, but it was the only way to save the entire plant. But yeah, doing pretty well. I already cut them back quite a bit, so I can't believe they're still thriving. And then over here we have our zucchini plant that just won't stop. Guys, I have like 8 zucchini. Look at this. Every day, there's like a massive amount of zucchini to be picked. I don't even know what to do with all this zucchini. We had like 4 or 5 plants, and I actually cut it back to only 3, and look, they're still thriving. So we all have started learning how to make zucchini bread. Somebody this morning suggested to me zucchini pancakes with like onions and things, like shred them up with cheese and onions. That sounds really good actually, so I might try that for breakfast tomorrow. The last one over here, really cool. The eggplant has really started to fruit. So we've got our fingerling eggplant here, and I've been meaning to make a lasagna with eggplant and zucchini here, just because we've got all these little fingerling ones. And then I have a plant with the full-size ones. Now these have just started coming in. I do have a couple upstairs that are already grown, full size. I just plucked them. And the cucumbers are not doing as well. They really took off at the beginning. We were able to make a couple of jars of pickles. I actually have some upstairs right now. But since then, kind of stopped growing. And you can see like there's some little ones here, but they're really not thriving the way that they were. And I don't know if that's because now the eggplant's taken over or the cucumbers just have a shorter lifespan. There are some flowers here because these are new ones. So maybe they're making a comeback now. Not really sure. But it could also be this is more broccoli, which look, it's still growing. Hasn't flowered this one. But this one over here just started flowering this morning because yesterday it was not. And broccoli takes up a lot of room, which is something that the internet had told me. Be careful because your broccoli is like too close together. So that could be another reason why the cucumbers are not doing fantastic. But the last we've got is our green onions. So those are down here. They're great. I've, cut them and picked them before. Actually, if I'm gonna make those kind of zucchini pancakes, I might cut that and chop them up and use them. And yeah, that is our garden. Doing really, really well. My father-in-law has a bunch of beautiful flowers too. I did pick these flowers out. I think they're annuals. They had died and now come back to life. And we have some more marigolds over here because I guess marigolds are good for keeping the bugs away. Oh, and the last thing, check this out. Apple tree. Literally planted apple seeds from an apple I ate after the strawberry did so well. And this is the only one that survived. See, I have a little apple sign. The rest of them obviously didn't make it. But hey, that could be a tree. Granted, it will take absolutely years to grow, but hey, we have a beautiful garden that is harvesting really well, and we're very proud of it. And so I think that's a win for a first-year gardener. My father-in-law does have these blueberry plants over here. He just bought these blueberry bushes. If you know much about blueberries, comment down below because they came pretty small and I don't think they're gonna fruit. Like, I don't think they're gonna fruit this season. I think he might have bought them a little bit too late in the year. I think he ordered them a while back and then they just took a long time to arrive. But yeah, that is our garden update. We have some really beautiful vegetables coming out of it. Next year, I definitely would plant less of the zucchini, less of the eggplant, more of the cucumber, and switch it up a little bit. Maybe try celery or something as well, because the main things that we eat a lot of are carrots, celery, potatoes, cucumbers, you know, that sort of thing. I'm not a big zucchini or eggplant girl, but you know, they say for first-time gardeners, it's much easier to plant and harvest them. And they did say, by the end of the season, you will be very sick of zucchini because you'll be trying all these recipes for all the zucchini that you're gonna get, because it's an easy plant to harvest, I guess. So that's all I've got. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Have a blessed week, and I'll see you next time.